Suicide is the eighth leading cause of death in the United States. Nearly 30,000 Americans commit suicide every year. 1 in 65,000 children, 10 to 14-year-olds, commit suicide every year. Suicide is the third leading cause of death for 15 to 24-year-olds and second for 24 to 35-year-olds. Males make up 79% of all suicide, while women are more prone to having suicidal thoughts. On average, one person commits suicide every 16.2 minutes.
I'm Alan Mattress, and I go by Johnny from my last name, Johns. Now that I've reached the age of 82, I just stay at home pretty much because of limited mobility. But before that, I was luncheons. I used to teach in Palo Alto. I think sometimes when people say they're going to do suicide or thinking of suicide, it's more of a cry for help. I would certainly like to try to talk to them, and I would try to refer them to a counselor, a therapist, or just somebody they knew that they could talk to. Yeah, it makes me very sad. My brother committed suicide October 3rd, 1986. And he was 4 years older than I was, but there were just two of us. And with him going, it was I was devastated at first. I was devastated, and you never really get over it, but you learn to deal with it more as you grow older. I mean, as time passes. It makes you very sad to lose a sibling and to lose somebody the way I lost him.
My name is Bonnie Natras. I work at Stanford. I grew up in Mountain View and I live in Palo Alto now. I think my initial thoughts on suicide, it's a final decision for what might be a temporary pain. And I think that some people need help and can't get it. And I think some people just simply don't want to try to get help, or they don't know how. My uncle killed himself when I was 16. He was my mom's only brother. And I remember the day we got the call. It was probably the only time I saw my father cry. And you know, it's what, like 25, 27 years later, and it's hurtful.
I'm Michaela. I'm 14 years old and I go to Palo Alto High School now. Just try to get help, even though it might be hard to talk to someone. I actually did know someone who committed suicide, and it was really sad actually, and it was really heartbreaking to know that he would commit suicide.
I'm Brian. I go to Palo Alto High School. I'm 15. I don't think suicide's like the right way to go. Like, there's always something better in life, and like people will miss you. It always can get better.
I'm Tati. I'm in the 7th grade and I go to Jordan Middle School. So my thoughts on suicide is that it is a very terrible thing that's going around here. I think it shouldn't be happening. I don't like the fact that people are doing this and they think that it's the only way to solve their problems, because it's not. You have plenty of different options. Do whatever you need to do, just do not do that.
So my name's Norma Himes, and I'm an outreach specialist here at Jordan Middle School in Palo Alto. I think it's awful for anybody to even think they want to take a life. Being a mother that lost a daughter to a car accident, I couldn't imagine somebody wanting to kill themselves on purpose. And all the pain that their families would go through if they just weren't here anymore. I would advise them to talk to someone they trust, or call the Suicide 800 number and talk to a trained counselor that can walk them through whatever they're going through, because nothing's worth taking your life for. And you might think that situation is just so important that you just have to take yourself off this earth. It's not. But in that moment, you need to know that there are people out there that could help you and talk to you and talk you through it.
I look at my reflection in the mirror. Why am I doing this to myself? Losing my mind on a tiny error. I nearly left the real me on the shelf. No, 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 no. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your heart. Tears don't mean you're losing, everybody's bruising. Just be true to who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Just be true to who you are.
Brushing my hair, do I look perfect? I forgot what to do to fit the mold, yeah. The more I try, the less it's working, yeah. 'Cause everything inside me screams, no, 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 no. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your heart. Tears don't mean you're losing, everybody's bruising. Just be true to who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Just be true to who you are. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your heart. Tears don't mean you're losing, everybody's bruising. Just be true to who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Who you are, who you are, who you are. Just be true to who you are.